Now we have to be continually see. Next parameter is called the Q learning. So the Q learning is one value-based reinforcement learning algorithm. Here, some other parameters that has been added with the previous episodes. So what we learned. So now let us see continually. So what other parameters that has been included into that Q learning. So the Q learning algorithm uses the Q values. It is called, that is the action values, to iteratively improve the behavior of the learning agent. So before that, just we have to be look over what will be the Q learning. So the Q learning is a machine learning approach that enables a model to iteratively learn and improve over time by taking the correct action. So the Q learning is a type of that reinforcement learning. So what I said earlier. With the reinforcement learning, the ML model is trained to mimic the way how the children are learning and then how the newborn is learning. The good actions that has been rewarded are reinforced, while bad actions are discouraged and then penalized. With the state of the action reward, the reinforcement learning, the training regime follows a model to take the right actions. So in this scenario, the Q learning provides a model-free approach. So you should be taken into the consideration. The Q learning comes under the category of the model-free approach for the reinforcement learning. There is no model of that environment to guide the reinforcement learning process. So the agent, while is the AI component that acts in the environment, iteratively learns and makes predictions about the environment on its own. And also the Q learning takes an off policy approach to reinforcement learning. A Q learning approach aims to determine the optimal action based on its current state. The Q learning approach can accomplish this by either developing by its own set of rules or deviating from the prescribed policy. So because Q learning may deviate from the given policy, a defined policy is not needed. The off policy approach in Q learning is achieved using the Q values, also known as action values. The Q values are the expected future values for action and are stored in Q table. Charles Watkins, he is the first person discussed the foundation of the Q learning at the year of 1989 on his thesis for the Cambridge University, and that has been published in the year of 1992, titled with the Q learning. So this is the history, and then this is the person founded this Q learning. So the Q learning models operate in an iterative process that involves multiple components working together to help train a model. So the iterative process involves the agent learning by exploring the environment and updating the model as the exploration continues. So the multiple components of Q learning is follows. So what should we do? So first we have to be go with the Q values and then action values, and we have to be update the rules according to the Q of S, A, and we have to be give, that is the reward and episode. And also we have to be include the same thing, agents, states, actions, rewards, and along these four parameters we have to be include the another new two parameters is called episodes and Q values. So I am repeating, in previous case already we saw that four parameters, that is the agents, states, actions, rewards. So these four parameters that is common, either it is model based or model free. Apart from these four parameters, when we are considering in that model free for that Q learning, we have to include another two parameters is called episodes and Q values. On total, we are having the 6 states that's happened in that Q value. We have to be taken into that consideration. Number 1, agents, states, action, rewards, episodes and Q values. So the episode means when an agent can no longer take the new action and ends up that terminating. So this is called the episodes. So already we learned the Q value. The Q value is the metric used to measure an action at a particular state. So what kind of the thing that has been happened, that has been measured through by the value of the Q. So this is the basic foundation of the agents. And continually we have to be go with that other parameters of that Q learning. So before that we have to be seeing these things. We have to be conclude with the advantages and the disadvantages of the Q learning. So advantages, the convergence converges to an optimal policy in both the deterministic and the non-deterministic MDPs. The main disadvantage is this is suitable for that small problems. So on the next episode we have to be continually going with the other parameters.